And that's when Feige learned that the cast was, apparently, quote from Snyder, way too white, according to Snyder's Insider, and they decided to use Reed Richards as a way to diversify the cast. Fucking absurd. So apparently...
What article is he reading? What is he fucking reading? What? I find it impossible that Deadline is saying shit like this. Okay, so he had the Deadline up and then he went to this? What is this? Okay. For fuck's sake. The fact, when he doesn't show the source of the article, you know it's gotta be something fucked up. Because he's acting like this is a fucking Deadline thing, and it's fucking not. He goes to another page. So we'll have to figure this out the good old Google way. Okay. Cosmic Book News. Fantastic Four. Way too white. Adds Pedro Pascal and Javier Bardem as Galactus. I like that headline. It's like, it adds Pedro Pascal and Javier Bardem as Galactus. Jesus Christ. Both of them. What a fucking banger. Fucking website. You know, I don't think I've heard of Cosmic Book News, but yeah, obviously this is garbage. But you know what? I was kind of interested see if we have any chud takes on. Well, here, let me go ahead and bring up the news story. We can go into it and go into my full thoughts into it. So this story broke yesterday on Deadline, and Deadline's a super reliable source. Pedro Pascal eyed to play Reed Richards in Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four. Now, I will be serious. Like, when I was thinking about actors to play Reed Richards, in the Fantastic Four movie, Pedro Pascal was not somebody I thought of. But upon hearing this, like, I thought about it for a few minutes, and I was like, that actually sounds fucking awesome. It really does. Like, almost to the point where it almost feels like too obvious. Like, essentially, like, Reed Richards is supposed to be, like, kind of like the father figure towards, the Fantastic Four and a lot of the Marvel Universe. And, like, Pedro Pascal's almost made a career of being, like, a father figure in The Mandalorian, in The Last of Us. And The Last of Us is something I also want to bring up, because in Last of Us, he's a father figure who sometimes does some morally questionable stuff, but you still like him. And Reed Richards has been known to do some morally questionable stuff. So, like, getting somebody who you like but does morally questionable stuff, it's kind of fucking perfect, frankly. But, of course, like, I've already seen some chud takes on Facebook, so I'm not going to dive into it. But, like, you know, people pointing out the fact that he's Hispanic American, which is a really bad fucking take, because he doesn't... Like, there's nothing about Reed Richards that, like, requires him to be a fucking white dude. Like, a pure white dude. Like, they get offended at everything. And you get somebody like Pedro Pascal, who's, like, he's proven he's a great actor. He's proven he's kind of fucking perfect for a role like Reed fucking Richards. Fucking brilliant. It's, like, someone I would never would have thought of. And it's like, oh my god, it's so fucking obvious. I can't believe I never thought of it. Because it's fucking perfect. Now I'm like... Do it! Fucking do it! I want to see this movie so bad. Get Pedro Pascal. Fucking amazing casting choice. But I'm sure we can get some chud takes on it. So this is only a day old, so I don't know how many people have voiced out about it. But let's see what we can find. Well, one thing I do think is interesting. So, like, they're in contract negotiations, so he's not finalized at all in the role. I hope he does do it. That'd be fantastic. But we're already getting Pedro Pascal cast as Reed Richards. Not quite true. I don't remember. Is Mr. H a chud? Oh, Marvel cast Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards in Fantastic Four. Sounds like shit, Ryan Kinel. Alright, Ryan. Your low effort video got out here first. Let's go ahead and see. It's gonna load.
The past week has been an absolute whirlwind for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with the Marvels completely failing at the box office, the worst flop they've had in history, and more drama coming out surrounding Avengers 5, the Kang Dynasty. And at this point, considering it lost the director and the writer, it's...
Well, yeah, no, we're actually theorizing they're reworking it, maybe to rework a new villain. Like, I think a better call would probably just be recast Kang at this point, but yeah, it seems obvious they're going to start positioning away from Jonathan Majors. The theory we were talking about yesterday with Mark Hughes was possibly they're going to do the Loki Dynasty. Could be cool. I think Doom Dynasty seemed like kind of the one to go with, because that was part of the role of Kang in the original Secret Wars. That, like, literally Kang was like the big villain, and then Doctor Doom pops up and fucking kills him. And then he's done, and then it's Doctor Doom. We'll have to see how it plays out. But yeah, it seems like it's probably in response to Jonathan Majors' situation. I think it's an overreaction to not just recast him. I mean, Jonathan Majors is a fantastic actor, I want to stress, but, like, you can recast him. It's not impossible at all.
It certainly seems like the MCU is ready to pivot off of Jonathan Majors as Kang. We just got some news about one of the most highly anticipated projects for Marvel yet, and that is the Fantastic Four. We've been hearing Fantastic Four rumors for a long time, especially about Reed Richards. It looks like we finally know who it's going to be, and I'm not sure what Marvel's thinking with this one.
They're probably thinking, wow, we need somebody who can play like a father figure, who can sometimes do morally questionable stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, Pedro Pascal does exactly that in Last of Us brilliantly. Let's get him. It seems kind of obvious to me. It's almost too fucking obvious. It's kind of frustrating. But yeah, I think he'd do a great job.
Pedro Pascal will officially star as Reed Richards in Fantastic Four. Now, there have been a few people talking about that, hey,
well, none of this is locked in. They're in contract negotiations still. Culture Crave is lying when they say that. He's not locked in. Can we actually report the fucking news? Like, literally, it says via Deadline. We just look at the Deadline article. The Deadline article is Pedro Pascal eyed to play Reed Richards. Eyed. Not cast. Eyed. For fuck's sake, can we read? I'm quickly being disheartened by the lack of reading ability on the internet.
They're in talks. Maybe he's been offered the job. First, it came from Daniel RPK, who was wrong about a scoop yesterday. Looks like he might be right about this one. And also from Deadline. The only place who has said officially that they have said, their sources have told them it's a done deal, Pedro Pascal is signed on, is Slash Film. Marvel.
Okay. Well, I don't know Slash Film's track record, but I'm betting you it's not Deadline's track record. So, yeah. I'm going to side more with Deadline on this one. Now, I would love it if he was cast, frankly, because I think it's kind of brilliant. But yeah, but I'm going to assume they're in talks because Deadline's way more reliable, way more.
Marvel's Fantastic Four movie cast Last of Us and Mandalorian star Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. And I gotta be honest, listen, I don't like Pedro Pascal as a person, but I don't like a lot of actors as people, but sometimes I think they're good fits in the role. I'm so sick of seeing Pedro Pascal in franchises, to be honest with you, whether it's Game of Thrones, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's in DC and Wonder Woman 1984. Obviously, he's Joel in Last of Us. And now it looks, this was being reported, that he's going to be Reed Richards in Fantastic Four. I don't think it's a good casting. I don't think it fits. I'm surprised they're going with somebody who's, I think Pedro's like 50. I thought they were going to go for someone at least a...
He might be. I think he's a few years older than me. How old is he? You bring up an interesting question. I think he is older than me. But I think obviously they might be going for just like a more mature Reed and mature. 50's not particularly old. But like let's see. How old is Pedro Pascal? Pedro Pascal, 1975. 48. Okay. I mean, 48's not that old at all. So, yeah, that seems fine. But Robert Downey Jr. was 43 when he was cast as Iron Man. And he did it for like, how many years did he do that for? 11 years? So he was 54. Yeah.
A little bit younger than that, but this is apparently, we've got our Hispanic Reed Richards with Pedro Pascal. When you look through the comments, you
Yeah, you're Hispanic Reed Richards. Because the most important thing about Reed Richards is that he's a white guy, right? Right?
see some people celebrating this. Pedro Pascal does have his fair share of stans and big fans out there. You've also got a lot of people questioning, man, is this really the...
That is a good point. Like, one of Reed Richards' distinctive looks is that he has gray stripes in his hair. So, like, yeah, it seemed like a good age to start getting gray. I mean, I'm in my early 40s. I got some gray here. I got some gray in my hair, but not that much. Get the gray stripe, you need to be a bit older.
The way that they want to go. But as of right now, once again, it looks like this is the news. Pedro Pascal is the first Fantastic Four-star who's been officially confirmed, at least according to some sources. What do you guys think about this? At this point, I have no idea what the fuck is going on at Marvel. You take John Krasinski, the guy that everybody wanted to play Reed Richards for so long, and you embarrass him in his few minutes on screen.
How is he embarrassed? Like, they essentially, to me, that was almost like a scene saying, okay, maybe we'll cast him, but you know what? We're going to give you guys Reed Richards, John Krasinski, and that way we can kind of do whatever we want with the character after that. And I think that's a reasonable thing to do.
In Multiverse of Madness. And then you go out for the actual guy you're going to play him, and you get, Pedro Pascal, a guy certainly who's accomplished, done a lot of things, but I don't know if people think he's the best fit for this role.
I think he's kind of my only complaint about him is that I almost feel like it's too fucking obvious. Actually looking at his roles and looking at the character, it's almost too fucking obvious.
Know your thoughts, smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notification.
Yeah. By the way, guys, make sure to like the stream, subscribe, etc., etc. Let's see. Does anybody else have any takes on this? I know you guys are trying to bring up Indie Moon TV doing something on free speech, and I'm not going to lie, that sounds interesting. Oh, here. Isn't Mr. H? I don't know much about Mr. H. I've heard of him before. Is he chuddish? Let's see. Let's find out about Mr. H right now.
Right, welcome, ladies and gents. Apparently, Pedro Pascal is going to be playing Reed Richards in Fantastic Four. Not only that, apparently Javier Bardem is going to be Galactus. What on earth is going on? I really like Javier Bardem. I think he's a fantastic actor. Genuinely an incredible...
Where are you getting Javier Bardem?
Actor. Not in enough stuff. I mean, I remember seeing him in... Was it No Country for Old Men? And I just thought, wow, what a staggeringly good performance. Very... just so much conviction, unassuming. Just such a great actor. And I...
Yes, Gene. Reed Richards from Multiverse of Madness was just a different variant from a different universe. That's all it is.
I quite like Pedro Pascal in some stuff, but my God, he's in everything now. And I don't think he'd make...
I mean, if you're talking about Pedro Pascal popping up in a lot of stuff, I will give you that. But at the same time, like, he's a good actor. So, like, whenever he pops up, I'm not, like, mad or anything. Because it's like, he's good. He does... Like, name me a Pedro Pascal performance where he does a bad job. Like, name one. And maybe you get some points from me. But, like, yeah, he pops up a lot. But he's fucking good whenever he's there. So, he's usually, like, he's usually either a charismatic hero or a charismatic villain or a charismatically morally questionable guy. But he's got a good screen presence. And he's a good actor. So, it's tough to get upset when he's popping up in a lot of stuff. Because it's almost like, well, it's kind of deserved, almost. One of the few times where it's like, yeah, it's kind of deserved.
Like a good Reed Richards. So, initially, this is a report from Deadline. We'll take a look at the other report in a minute.
Now, you're not going to be able to see the report from Deadline because I have my huge subscriber thing right over the screen, which is really obnoxious. And I understand, this is kind of the YouTube game, but this is a bit intense, buddy. Can you not just do a quick cutaway for this?
But this is... It's just bad casting. Javier Bardem as Galactus, it doesn't really matter.
Javier Bardem as Galactus? Where the fuck are you getting that source? What the fuck? Like, when you brought up Javier Bardem, I thought you were talking about for Doctor Doom, and... Honestly, that would be fucking badass. I'm not against that, but like for Galactus, seems weird. Javier. Okay, so there seems to be a couple of sources talking about it, but like nothing really. Like it seems like Yahoo News is the best source right now for this information, and so I'm not saying it's not true, but like Javier Bardem, I had to play Galactus. I'd probably be down for, I don't know. The only issue with Javier Bardem as Doctor Doom is that, like, I think Doctor Doom should probably be better looking. No, I don't want to be like, Javier Bardem's ugly, but, like, I feel like Doctor Doom should probably just be, like, you know, kind of fucking, like, almost just like a beautiful man. Fucking Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt as, fucking, Doctor Doom would be pretty fucking good. Doesn't seem like there's great sources for that one. I'm not saying it's not true, but it seems like a weird pick for Galactus.
You know, I think he would put in a good performance because he's probably just going to be voice work and maybe some motion capture stuff. I think Javier Bardem's got a good fit. Pedro Pascal, I just don't see as Reed Richards. I don't see it. It doesn't get.
You mean despite all the roles where he plays a Reed Richards-like character? Like, character-wise, he's kind of perfect.
Yeah, I just don't.
Yeah, no, guys, Javier Bardem, I was bringing up Doctor Doom kind of as an example, but, like, Javier Bardem's, the rumors, and I want to stress rumors, are that Javier Bardem's being eyed for Galactus.
Get it. It's a weird cut.
Actually, yes. Doctor Doom handsome is why he wears a mask, because he's extremely vain and he gets disfigured. That's a huge part of his character.
Casting choice to me. But we'll take a look. So, Deadline say after months of speculation over who might play Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, the wait may finally be over. While a deal is far from done, sources tell Deadline that 3-time Emmy nominee Pedro Pascal is in talks to play the leader of the Fantastic Four. Insiders add that scheduling is still being worked out, but multiple sources close to the negotiations are saying it's headed in the right direction for Pascal to do this and his other future projects. Pascal has a full dance card that includes Gladiator 2, which is expected to go into production before the end of the year, as well as his popular HBO series The Last of Us, which is expected to shoot next year, as well as Weapons, as well as The Mandalorian as well. He's got a lot of stuff going on. So this is what I mean. He's just in everything, but I don't think he's that good. Not for everything that he's in.
Really? Like, where's the bad performance? Point out the bad performance, and I'll give you some credit.
He's a good actor, but not for everything. Marvel had no comment. As for the other members of the team, that can now be worked out, as it was essential to figure out who will be playing Richards. Apparently, I don't understand why that is. It was essential to figure out Reed Richards.
Matt Shankman is directing. Out of curiosity, what else has he done? That name really seems familiar to me. Let me bring him up. Oh, so he did. It's the person who did WandaVision is going to be directing Fantastic Four. I mean, yeah, for like an audition tape, like fucking WandaVision was really fucking good. So, and then he's worked on The Boys. He's worked on Game of Thrones, Always Sunny. Good Wife. God, I used to watch Good Wife. That was actually a pretty fucking good series. So he's got lots of TV credits and okay, like he's got solid fucking credits behind him. Okay, good deal. Sounds good to me.
Richards first. Why? Before they could go out with offers to others. The hope would be to shoot early next year, so expect this cast to fill out quickly with director Matt Shackman, currently in pre-production at Pinewood Studios. Now this will be fascinating because they are filming in the UK, which means we'll learn of the entire budget. That will be completely revealed, as that's part of the perks of it being shot in the UK. And also one of the detriments, because they shoot it in the UK, they get a massive kickback from the UK taxpayer, which is fucking annoying, but never mind. Anyway, so
I mean, yeah, they always look for areas where they can get tax kickbacks because they're a business. That's just how it works.
Let's take a look at this, right? So anyway, let's dive into this report, which is Fantastic Four apparently, and I quote, way too white, not my words, And they've added Pedro Pascal and Javier Bardem as Galactus. So this, some of this stuff is from Jeff Snyder of the Hot Mic podcast. So the rumor comes from Jeff Snyder, who has some info on the Fantastic Four casting. We've already had some, obviously, the statements from Deadline, which adds a lot of legitimacy behind it. So according to Snyder, he already knew about Pedro Pascal being cast, but couldn't release the info. He says it wasn't clear if Pascal would be able to do Fantastic Four due to a busy schedule, but now that the strikes are over, Pascal apparently freed up time for Marvel. So that's him retroactively going, well, I knew about this. He may have done. He has had some scoops. So he's had a lot of scoops. So he may have done. Genuinely, he may have done.
God, this guy's just kind of boring at this point. He's not a chud. Well, I don't know if he's a chud. He probably is a chud, but he's fucking boring.
But then they say this. So Snyder also adds that Pedro Pascal Fantastic Four concept art already exists, which if true suggests Marvel is moving quickly forward with the actor in the role. So apparently he's been cast, it's good to go, done. So it's also been said Adam Driver and Jake Gyllenhaal were wanted for the role, but Snyder says they were too expensive for Marvel, as Fantastic Four is having budget issues. Now that is interesting.
Yeah, no, I think they should definitely be trimming the budgets.
I can see that Adam Driver would be pretty expensive actor. Mainly, in fairness, not necessarily that he's worth it, but probably to put people off. And Jake Gyllenhaal, both of these people are worth high-end money, by the way. I think they're great actors. So,
well, Jake Gyllenhaal is already he won't be the first person to play two roles in the MCU, but yeah, I'm trying to think. Would he be the first person to do it in both movies? Probably not, but yeah. As a prominent role in the movies, probably.
Yeah. Anyway, shuffling on. Prior to the strike, Snyder also says that Marvel conducted Reed Richards' screen tests with Christopher Abbott and Jamie Dornan, but they were a disaster. So following the screen test that didn't do well, it's claimed Marvel realised they needed a big-name actor for the role of Reed Richards. So they settled on Pedro Pascal. He's not a big-name actor.
Well, he's number one, people in general know who Pedro Pascal is. And number two, it's also budget, so they're picking the biggest name that fits in their budget.
He's good, but he's not a big name actor.
You were just complaining about him appearing in too much stuff. Yeah, I think it's safe to assume lots of people know who Pedro Pascal is. Pick a lane.
He's not a draw. It's a bit weird that they think he's a draw. So apparently Sue Storm is clear lead of the film. So it's also said Vanessa Kirby is playing Sue Storm, which is cool. She's hot. I'll happily see her. Joseph.
No, it's a good judgment. We don't care if she's a good actress, just as long as she's hot.
Quinn is Human Torch and Ebon Moss Backrack as the Thing. Sure, fine. And that's when Feige learned that the cast was apparently, quote from Snyder, way too white, according to Snyder's Insider. And they decided to use Reed Richards as a way to diversify the cast. Fucking absurd. So apparently,
what article is he reading? What is he fucking reading? What? I find it impossible that Deadline is saying shit like this. Okay, so he had the Deadline up and then he went to this. What is this? Okay. For fuck's sake. The fact when he doesn't show the source of the article, it's gotta be something fucked up. Because he's acting like this is a fucking Deadline thing, and it's fucking not. He goes to another page. So we'll have to figure this out the good old Google way. Well, he's not doing Pounding in Comics, but that was one of the first results that came trying to search for this. This is tough to figure out. He doesn't even show the fucking headline, so... Fantastic FF casting process rumors. Okay. Cosmic Book News. Fantastic Four, way too white, adds Pedro Pascal and Javier Bardem as Galactus. I like that headline. It's It adds Pedro Pascal and Javier Bardem as Galactus. Jesus Christ. Both of them. What a fucking banger fucking website. You know, I don't think I've heard of Cosmic Book News, but yeah, obviously this is garbage. So like Sue Storm, clear lead of the movie. Source? Vanessa Kirby is playing Sue Storm. We don't have any casting for Fantastic Four at all. Do we? Like, I thought, like, Pedro was the first one. Hold on, we have, actually, yeah, we have, the fucking, if there's somebody, like, confirmed, it would be up here. So, rumored. Pedro Pascal, rumor. Vanessa Kirby, rumored. And that is, it? So, yeah, there's nobody fucking confirmed. So, fuck, Jesus, Cosmic Book News is garbage. It's also said Vanessa Kirby is playing Sue Storm, Joseph Quinn as Human Torch, and Eben Moss Bacharach as the Thing. And that's when Feige learned the cast was way too white, according to Snyder's Insider. They decided to use Reed Richards as a way to diversify the cast. Right. I like the typo here. So Fantastic Four has a May 2nd, 2005 release date. It's going to be released in the year 205, guys. That's how you know this is a good news source right here. That, like, the date eludes them, and they can't even handle a proper date. No wonder he didn't want to post up the source. Jesus Christ.
Be going, well, I knew about this. He may have done. He has had some scoops. Like, he's had a lot of scoops. So he may have done. Genuinely, he may have done. But then they say this. So Snyder also adds that Pedro...
I went too far back. Hold on. Let's...
It's also said Vanessa Kirby is playing Sue Storm, which is cool. She's hot. I'll happily see her.
Skip ahead a bit. Not only is this guy boring, he's feeding bullshit news.
Feige learned that the cast was apparently, quote from Snyder, way too white, according to Snyder's Insider, and they decided to use Reed Richards as a way to diversify the cast. Fucking absurd. So apparently, with respect to Galactus, Snyder claims Javier Bardem is being eyed to play the role, in a part comparable to Josh Brolin's Thanos. However, Snyder isn't sure if Bardem is getting the part or if Antonio Banderas will get the role. So Snyder also adds that Sue Storm is the clear lead of the film, which, you know, confirms that all the previous rumours were true as well.
Gee whiz, why don't you go to the top of the page? Why you kind of off the top of the page? It seems kind of weird.
And also, I'm not gonna. The fan art is terrible. Look at this. Like the fan art.
The fan art is terrible. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? It's fucking fan art, bro.
Is actually atrocious. Look at this fan art. Oh my god.
Number one, it's fine. It's like, okay, Reed Richards is gonna look fucking weird when he uses his powers. He fucking is. And there's no avoiding that one. But like, yeah, it's fan art, man.
That's not good. That is not good. I don't like this. I don't like this fan art. I don't like that at all. I think that looks that's laughable. It looks utterly terrible. Genuinely awful.
And fan art sucks, so therefore movie's gonna be bad guys. Check and mate.
That does not convince me that he's going to be right in the role.
Well, yeah, it's almost like he's an actor and you have to see him play the role. Isn't that weird?
I convince you guys, doesn't convince me. So, like I said, few things. It's way too white, so they cast bloody...
Yeah. Let's listen to Cosmic Book News, because they're a reliable source for shit. A source that must be, like, you must know, like, just using that source is going to discredit you, which is why you hide it like the fucking Black Plague.
Pedro Pascal? Fine, I guess. Sure. Javier Bardem as Galactus? I like that. I actually do like that. He'll have a very imposing voice and presence in his motion capture work. I really actually do like Javier Bardem as Galactus. I don't like Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. I think that is bad casting. Genuinely. I think you could
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
do like the subdued stuff pretty well, but overall, not such a fan of the casting at all. But it is what it is. This film's going to be shit anyway, because Vanessa Kirby is going to be the clear lead of the film, which confirms the rumor.
Nothing confirmed, but yeah, let's just assume that.
Rumors that she don't need no strong man anymore and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it's just... Marvel are not learning a thing from their recent flops. They are down that path of absolute bollocks. And they are firmly full steam ahead on the woke train. So let me know what you think of this down below. Do you like having...
Okay. Yeah, no, this guy's just a chud. He just might be one of the most boring chuds I've ever fucking listened to in my life. But yeah.
Books, records, films, these things matter. Call me shallow. It's the fucking truth.